Before he gave his 2024 presidential campaign announcement speech, the former President Trump had declared his hope that it would be, quote, one of the most important days in the history of our country. Last night, though, Fox News appeared not to share that assessment. Rather, they kept cutting away from it over and over again.
Remember I sent to Angela. Remember Angela? Do you remember Angela? Nobody's remembering her now. Angela Merkel.
Right, just joining us, President Trump in Mar-a-Lago announcing his 2024 presidential run. We're going to go back to the speech in just a minute.
And as Sean said, President Trump continues to speak. He spoke now almost for about 57 minutes or so. 2024 is off and running. We're going to dip back in and see what he's still saying.
Billy the Kid got almost done. Jesse James, no. Eric Trump got more subpoenas.
Now we're going to go back to former President Trump when news warrants.
I guess news never warranted because Fox never actually did cut back to the former twice-impeached insurrectionist former president. Trump's announcement speech was so long that crowds reportedly started forming at the exits in the back of the room while Trump was speaking, although security had already told everyone that no one could leave before the president made his own exit. Now, that detail about folks trying to leave, which was originally reported by ABC News, that detail on its own would be one thing. But look who ran with it. Conservative outlets like the Washington Examiner made headlines out of it, mocking the president they used to adore. It was actually kind of shocking this morning to see how many conservative outlets dunked on and downplayed Trump's speech. He was the front page of the Murdoch-owned New York Post today, referring to Trump's declaration that he's running for president of the United States as just, quote, Florida man makes announcement. A story, by the way, that was buried deep in the paper on page 26. Here's the editorial board response from the conservative National Review. The headline simply reads, no, with a period after it. It's pretty amazing watching the same conservative media that fawned over Trump's every move for the past 6 years turn on him. But it's even more amazing that they're not alone. Today, Axios reported that GOP megadonor Stephen Schwarzman, one of the co-founders of the private equity firm Blackstone, has ditched Trump. Quote, it's time for the Republican Party to turn to a new generation of leaders. And then tonight, CNBC reported that another GOP megadonor, Ronald Lauder, heir to the Estee Lauder fortune, he too has ditched Trump. That makes 3 GOP megadonors dropping Trump in the past 2 weeks. As for the former president's support within the leadership of the Republican Party itself, today was a rough day for Trump.
It's a free country. The president's entitled to announce his intentions whenever he desires. But I honestly believe that we'll have better choices come 2024. You know, I don't think anybody could have...
Better choices than Donald Trump?
I do.
The way I'm going to go into this presidential primary season is to stay out of it. I don't have a dog in that fight.
I don't have a dog in that fight. The leader of the Republicans in the Senate saying he doesn't have a dog in the fight of the leadership of his own party. And Trump's own former vice president endorsing hypothetical candidates that have not even announced that they're running over endorsing Trump, the guy who chose him. As for the newly reelected Republican leader in the House, Kevin McCarthy, reporters swarmed him literally all day asking for a statement on Trump's announcement, and he refused to say anything. So today's just been brutal for the former president. And you'd think that without the conservative press on his side, without big money GOP donors on his side, without the leadership of the Republican Party on his side, you'd think he could at least turn to his own family, right? Well, think again. This was the Instagram story posted by President Trump's eldest daughter, Ivanka, after his speech last night. Quote, I love my father very much. This time around, I'm choosing to prioritize my young children and the private life that we are creating as a family. I do not plan to be involved in politics. It's got to hurt. We're barely 24 hours into Trump's newest bid for the White House. Strong showing so far. Excited to see where it goes.